Peace and love, everyone, from the snowy, shovelable coast of Maine. Not much bird activity out there, but I'll keep an eye on it. Finally have new controllers so that it won't be so loud for you. So peace and love from the snowy coast of Maine. And thanks for being here live and via recording. So let me know if what we do here and talk about is helpful to you. When we talk about wisdom and we practice meditation for half an hour, group practice. And one of the most valuable books on the practice of contemplation that I studied when I was at Yale is The Cloud of Unknowing. Now, The Cloud of Unknowing, if you don't know it, is a mystical Christian text that teaches the path to divine union through contemplation. Oh, there's a snowplow. Through contemplation, prayer, and it emphasizes surrendering all worldly and spiritual thoughts into a cloud of forgetting, to rest in the pure essence of God, beyond intellect and concepts, which is quite similar to what happened to me when I was in the union state, when I was dead on earth, but alive in light in heaven. Hence my attraction to this book. And The Cloud of Unknowing was written by an anonymous 14th century English mystic, likely a Catholic monk or priest, as a spiritual guide for those called to contemplative prayer. And it was passed down secretly because its teachings on direct, wordless union with God through unknowing challenged the scholastic intellectualism of the church, much like today, with the added challenge of literalism and fundamentalism, bypassing traditional doctrine and hierarchy. So the practices, they bypass the church. In an era of growing suspicion back in the medieval times and condemnation, no one suspects the Spanish Inquisition, toward and of mystical movements, the book was likely circulated privately among serious seekers to avoid misunderstanding and accusations of heresy. And the cloud of unknowing is also the cloud of forgetting. And here's my summary of the all-important chapter 5. If you wish to enter into this cloud of unknowing and make it your home, to engage in contemplative work of love, as I encourage you, and this is the speaker, but I've summarized it here, as I encourage you, there is something essential you must do. Just as the cloud of unknowing stands, it's like the veil, stands between you and the divine, you must also create a cloud of forgetting beneath you, separating you from everything else inside yourself. The cloud of unknowing may make you feel distant. The veil kind of separates us from God, or it feels that way. But in truth, the only thing keeping you from connecting to the divine is the absence of this cloud of forgetting. Now, when I, the anonymous writer, speak of all creatures, I mean not only every created thing, but also their circumstances, actions, and conditions, without exception, including our mental state of being. During this work, you must turn away from everything, whether material or spiritual, whether good or bad. Everything must be placed beneath the cloud of forgetting. Reflecting on people, events, or ideas may sometimes be necessary and beneficial. However, such thoughts are of little value during contemplative work. Thinking and remembering engage the spiritual intellect, like an archer focusing on a target. However, in this practice, anything you focus on becomes an obstacle to union with God. If your mind is filled with distractions, even noble ones, high thoughts of love and presence, there will be no space for this immanence. In fact, I say this with deep reverence, that even dwelling on God's attributes, kindness, majesty, or glory, will not help you in this work. Neither will the thoughts of the Virgin Mary. Now remember, this is a Catholic book. Neither will the thoughts of Our Lady, the angels, the saints, or the joys of heaven, no matter how wonderful they are. Now, these reflections are good in their proper place, but they no longer are useful. Instead, it is far better to rest your mind simply in the awareness of the beloved's being, of the ineffable's naked existence, and to love and praise the divine simply for who God is. We practice together because when we do, there are multiple presences among us, a whole bunch of candlelight, little candles, little flashlights, making our practice more illuminated and deeper and our progress faster when we're together. So I hope that was helpful to you. I'm going to say hi to whoever I missed over here. Hi, Octavio. Evaluate. Cynthia Bourgeau did a pretty good interpretation of the Cloud of Unknowing in a book called Centering Prayer. It's a little more digestible. Yes, the Cloud of Unknowing is a difficult book to read. There's no doubt about it. But it's also one of the most accessible mystical books. And I'm really glad that Cynthia Bourgeau wrote that book. And I'd like to say that there was a period of time, I'd like to say, and is this my ego talking? I don't really know. But there was a period of time when Cynthia and I worked together, Cynthia Bourgeau and I worked together. She lived on an island off of where I lived on an island, and she lived on an island, and there was no way to get to each other. But she used to sail over to help teach the very first centering prayer class I ever taught. I taught it with Cynthia. And I think we taught it, it was like 3 months of classes. And so she sailed over from Swan's Island, where she lives, to Deer Isle, which is where I lived, and taught this class together. And she is as deep as you think she is, even deeper. She is not only a great writer and a deep contemplative, she's seriously deeply on the path. So anything you read by Cynthia will probably be helpful to you. Cynthia Bourgeau is her name. Hey, Big Gas. Good morning. So if you're a beginner, I have an idea for you. Well, actually, my idea is to begin with is that we all begin with our mind focused on our heart today. Just a kind of bit of a heart practice, the practice of prayer, practice of the heart. So as we breathe in, keep your mind in your heart for a while today. And practice your own practice, though. This I encourage you to practice wherever you are in your meditation practice, to do your own thing. But I do have some ideas, and one is today's to begin. If everybody begins focusing in their heart and stay there for a little while before you start running up and down your spine or up and down your esophagus with your breath and your mind. And if you're a beginner, and I know that meditation is difficult for beginners, but if you're a beginner and you have a chant or an image in your mind, pick a prayer if you haven't before, and you breathe in through your nose, inflating your belly, pausing, riding back up again. And whenever your mind wanders, and it will wander, return to your prayer, return to your breath, listen to your breath with your ears. Ride your mind on your breath like a butterfly in your palm. I like to think of dragonflies. They like to land on your palm too. They tickle a little bit. You ride it up and down gently, not grasping. You crush that poor little beast. And when your mind wanders, return to your practice. It's really pretty simple, but it does take practice. All right. Any comments or questions? I'll wait a second here and take a peek over. Thanks for being here live. Thanks for watching by recording. I sure appreciate it. Liking and subscribing and all that good stuff helps the algorithm. So my hands are, where am I? Hi, Robert. Good morning. I'm glad you're here. Hey, Cold White Spring. I'm glad you finally caught us live. That's great. We're just about to meditate. So if you just popped in, we're just about to meditate. I didn't notice my camera was a little high. I like it down a little bit low. Yeah, there we go. I like this hand form, blanket on the word, fingers over fingers, thumbs together. Oh, good. You're ready. Cool. Thanks, Wendy. Thank you. Hey, and thanks for birthday gifts. There's one over there. Thank you very much. and also the poem that was written yesterday that was sent to me for me. So feet flat on the floor. Let's do a little relaxation to begin with. We'll be done at the bottom of the hour. Eyes closed. Relax your face. Keep your spine straight. Use as little muscular structure as possible to keep your skeletal structure erect. Balance on the left, balance on the right. Whatever you're doing on the left side, do it on the right side. I'm gonna relax my calves and my feet today. My legs, my butt, lower back and shoulders. Drop them down. Relax the muscles of your face. Breathing into your heart. Adding your chant if you need it. Listening to your breath. Stay there for a bit. Pausing and exhaling. Stay there though. On your own. Peace and love, everyone. Thank you for being here. It was a particularly deep meditation for me, and I hope it was for you too. See you soon. See you Sunday. Hi, Kristen Young. Thank you, Cold White Spring. Peace and love.